Good night.
Hello, Walter. I was going to tell you, Walter, good evening. No me puedo quedar más tiempo después de la hora. Tengo una cita que tengo que atender. Si gustas, podemos posponer.
No, por mí no, ya conseguí una buena señal, más bien nos podemos ir en punto, no hay ningún problema.
¿Seguro?
Sí, está bien por mí.
Ok. Bueno, mira, vamos a empezar. So how's it going with Pearson?
Yes.
¿Cómo has trabajado en Pearson? ¿Has podido trabajar en Pearson?
Sí, estaba avanzando ya en la unidad 1.
Ok. ¿Ya la terminaste o todavía?
No, pero me falta poco.
Ok. Dame oportunidad. Ok. Vamos a ver. Entonces nos quedamos en gramática. Let me show you my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. Past continuous with when. We have spoken about the past continuous, but this time we're going to complement it using complementing our verbs with when. Example, I was thinking, because this is the past, about today's lesson when you logged in. So there's a condition, right? But let's talk about these in detail. Are you ready?
Okay.
We use the past continuous with when to talk about an activity that was already in progress when something else happened. Notice that we use the simple past after when.
I was getting ready to leave when you arrived.
This means that the receptionist started getting ready before the visitor arrived.
Okay. So I was getting ready to leave when you arrived. And remember, we saw this in the video. When Nick was talking to the receptionist, I was getting to leave when you arrived. She said that.
Yep.
Okay, so getting ready. The person was getting ready before that other person arrived. Okay, number 2.
The time clause, the part of the sentence with when, can come at the beginning or end of the sentence. When the time clause comes at the beginning of the sentence, we need a comma after the time clause. When you arrived, I was getting ready to leave. When the time clause comes at the end of the sentence, there is no comma.
I was getting ready to leave when you arrived.
Notice that the meaning doesn't change when you change the order of the two parts of the sentence. The two sentences both mean that the receptionist started getting ready to leave before the visitor arrived.
Okay, remember, when is a connector. That's why you don't need a comma here. Since you start with when, you need to separate your clauses with a comma.
Okay.
Okay, so this clause is dependent on this clause.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Notice the difference in meaning between these two sentences. When the phone rang, the receptionist was leaving. This means that first the receptionist started to leave and then the phone rang. We use the past continuous to show that one action was already in progress when the other action happened.
When the phone rang, the receptionist left.
This means that first the phone rang and then the receptionist left. We use the simple past in both clauses to show that one action happened after the other action.
Okay. Any questions?
So I couldn't understand very well. I'm reading.
Ah, yes. So there's a difference here in the meaning. The first example, when the phone rang, the receptionist was leaving. Okay, so that means that when the phone rang, the receptionist was already, ya se estaba yendo, ¿no?
Mm-hmm.
This means that first the receptionist started to leave and then the phone rang. Okay, algo muy similar a lo que estábamos hablando acá.
Yes.
Okay, el segundo ejemplo, when the phone rang, the receptionist left. Aquí es muy diferente. Justo cuando sonó el teléfono, haz de cuenta que la asustaron y mejor se fue.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, now we're gonna do some scenarios with these same examples. So let's see if we understand. Give me just a second. So read each sentence, choose the correct answer that means the same thing as the sentence. Okay, example, when the light changed, Nick was crossing the street. The light changed, Nick crossed the street. Nick started to cross the street, then the light changed. Which one is the best answer? When the light changed, Nick was crossing the street. The second one, right? Nick started to cross the street, then the light changed. Can you hear me? Hello, Walter, can you hear me? Oops. Hello, Walter, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Walter. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I solved the problem.
Okay. So, okay,
Yeah.
number one. When the light changed, Nick
Nick was
crossed the street. Sorry, number one. When the light changed, Nick was crossing the street. That means that Nick started to cross the street, then the light changed.
yes.
Okay. What about number
Okay.
two?
When the light changed, Nick crossed the street. The light changed, then Nick crossed the street.
Okay. Great.
She was wearing glasses when we met her. Uh, she put the glasses on after we met.
She was wearing glasses when we met her. Cuando la conocimos estaba usando lentes.
Yes, it's the second one.
Okay. She had the glasses on before we met. Okay.
Yes.
4.
Talia was working on the report when Amy entered the office. Talia began the report before Amy came in. When the teacher arrived, Amy asked a question. The teacher arrived, then Amy asked the question.
6.
I was talking to the receptionist when the phone rang. The phone rang when I started talking to the second one. I started talking to the receptionist, then the phone rang. John was eating breakfast when he heard the news. John heard the news, then he started to eat breakfast. When Nick hurt his ankle, he was running. Fierce, Nick started to run, then he hurts his ankle.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Good. Any questions here?
It's a little confused. It's a little confused, but I will study.
Okay. But you understand the meaning, right?
Yes.
Okay, because there's a difference when we talk about the past continuous and the simple past,
Yes.
right? Okay, let's move on to the next grammar section, okay? Modals of permission. Example, do you mind if I open the window? Could I ask you to wait? So, modals, remember our modals, may, can, could, should,
Good.
would, will. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about this. Number one.
We use may, could, and can, plus the subject and the base form of the verb to ask for permission.
May I speak to someone at Kix? Could I speak to someone at Kix? Can I speak to someone at Kix?
May is more formal than could and can. Can is the least formal.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say this in Spanish, okay?
Okay.
¿Cuál es la diferencia que tú entiendes entre may y can?
¿Podría y puedo?
Va más allá. Ambos verbos están en la misma forma, por ejemplo, en el presente simple. Pero, ¿cuál es la gran diferencia? Can es más de poder como habilidad.
Ujú.
Y may es más de si tú permites que yo pueda hacer algo.
Ok.
Esa es la gran diferencia. Te voy a contar una anécdota.
Ok.
I have a coworker, tengo un compañero de trabajo que estaba instalando una maquinaria. Es una máquina que, bueno, eso es irrelevante, ¿verdad? Pero te voy a comentar qué era. Una máquina que le pone los tubitos como el tipo embutido a
Ujú.
un case. Tú conoces los turbocargadores, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Bueno, haz de cuenta, para Volkswagen está lo que es el case y adentro se le ponen los tubitos al turbocargador. Bueno,
Ujú.
cuando estaban haciendo los ajustes, la compañía que trajo la máquina automatizada es británica. Y uno de mis compañeros lo vio medio preocupado porque no le quedaba el ajuste. Entonces, él llega y le dice, "Can I help you?" Y se molestó el británico, y no te voy a decir qué fue lo que le dijo. Y
Ya.
en algún momento mi compañero me comentó, porque también yo le daba clases de inglés, me dijo, ¿por qué se molestó? Le digo, imagínate que tú estás trabajando en algo y yo te digo, y yo veo que estás haciendo algo mal y yo llego, ¿te ayudo? ¿Puedes o te ayudo? Obviamente
Ok.
no voy a esperar que me contestes de una forma amigable, ¿verdad? No, pues sí. Eso fue lo que él entendió cuando tú le dices, "Can I help you?"
Claro.
Porque dudaste de su capacidad. Sin embargo, si tú le hubieras dicho, "May I help you?", hubiera sido muy diferente. Él hubiera entendido que tú estabas ahí disponible para ofrecerle apoyo.
Ok.
Esa es la gran diferencia. Could I speak to someone at Kicks? ¿Podría hablar con alguien de Kicks? Ahora sí, recuerda que could es el pasado de can.
Ujú.
All right. Number 2.
We often use please to ask for permission more politely. Please can go before the base form of the verb.
May I please speak to someone at Kix?
These can also go at the end of the question. When this happens, we use a comma before please.
May I speak to someone at Kicks, please?
Okay. Any questions?
No,
No? All right.
no.
3.
We usually answer questions about permission with words like yes, sure, certainly, of course, and go ahead.
Could I ask you a question? Sure.
We can use may or can in short answers about permission, but we never use could.
Could I look at the directory? Yes, of course you can.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Remember, we can answer in short answers. Sure. Yes, of course you can.
Okay.
Okay. Pero nunca usamos could.
Good.
Sería más,
Eh,
si lo contestas o si lo has visto que alguien lo conteste, es más como de una forma sarcástica.
sí.
Ok.
Okay. With may.
Yes, you may. May I go to the restaurant? Yes, you may.
I think it's with can.
What?
You
Go
can
to the
do.
restaurant? ¿Puedes ir al baño? ¿Eres capaz de ir al baño?
Yes,
Oh,
you
si
can.
supieras cuántas veces me criticaron mis maestros en la preparatoria por eso.
Yes, I can. Of
Exacto.
course,
De una
I
forma
can.
graciosa, ¿verdad? Como
Yes.
cuatro veces me hicieron ese comentario. Pero no solamente a mí, también a los nativos, ¿verdad? O sea,
Okay.
éramos chamacos. Ok.
Entonces, siempre se respondería prácticamente con can.
Hoy en día, nadie te va a juzgar por eso, ¿verdad? Si alguien te hace un comentario es nada más para molestar.
Okay.
Ok. Pero ¿cuál es la forma correcta? Si necesitas pedir permiso porque sabes que vas a crear alguna inconveniencia.
It's with may.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, with may. Okay, it's okay.
4.
We can also use do you mind to ask permission. Expressions with do you mind are followed by if plus a sentence.
Do you mind if I look at that?
Do you mind is very polite. We do not use please with do you mind.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
We usually answer questions about permission with words like yes, sure, certainly, of course, and go ahead.
Could I ask you a question? Sure.
We can use may or can in short answers about permission, but we never use could.
Could I look at the directory? Yes, of course you can.
The same.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Ves aquí esta situación que es muy diferente.
Yes.
4.
We can also use do you mind to ask permission. Expressions with do you mind are followed by if plus a sentence.
Do you mind if I look at that?
Do you mind is very polite. We do not use please with do you mind.
Okay.
Okay. ¿Qué
Yes.
entiendes por do you mind? ¿Te importaría?
Okay.
Okay. That's what it is. 5.
We answer do you mind questions with not at all.
Do you mind if I look at that? Not at all. Have a look.
Not at all means it's okay. You can do it. If you answer yes to a question with do you mind, you mean it's not okay. You can't do it. We can also answer a do you mind question with sure or go ahead.
Not at all is like saying para nada.
Okay.
Do you mind? Para nada. Not at all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And 6.
When we say no to a question about permission, we usually apologize and give a reason.
May I speak to someone else at Kicks? Sorry, Nick, but there's no Kicks here either.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Any questions?
No, I think
It's okay.
it's okay.
All right. Let's do some work. Complete each dialogue, click on the box and choose the correct answer.
Okay. Good. Good eye, good eye. Could I please? Good. Can my son see? Do you mind if I called? If. Could I borrow your pen for a minute? Of course you can. Could. Okay. Do you mind if I change my appointment? No, not at all. When would you? Not at all. May, sure, just dial 9 first. Which are the options of the 6th one? Cesar? May I May I please use the phone? Could I come in? Do you mind if I sit here? But someone is sorry, but someone is so for this thing.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Good. No problem, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go into the next grammar section. Now, comparisons with as, adjective plus as. Comparison with as smart as, not as ambitious. Okay.
As smart as not.
We have
Okay.
as and as, but let's talk about this.
Sometimes we want to talk about ways two people or things are the same. To talk about a similarity, we use as plus adjective plus as.
Maybe you can describe Jackie Baker. She's as tall as you are.
Nick means that Jackie and the receptionist are the same height.
Okay.
She's as tall as you are. Ella es tan alta como tú lo eres. O como tú.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes we want to talk about ways two people or things are different. To talk about a difference, we use not as plus adjective plus as. Things aren't as bad as they seem.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
No? Okay. So, 3.
When the meaning is clear, we often leave out the second part of the comparison. Dean's a good player, but is he as good as Nick?
Sure, he's just as good.
The meaning is clear.
In this example, Zach means Dean is as good as Nick.
Okay. So why do we just leave as good? Because if we add he's just as good as Nick, it's too redundant. Because it's an answer. So you don't need to be too redundant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions here?
Is he as good as Nick? No, I don't have questions.
Okay, let's do some work. So comparisons with as. Let me see. Click on the wrong one. Okay. All right. Read the first 2 sentences. Then complete the comparative sentence that explains what the first 2 sentences mean. Click on the box and choose the correct answer. So Talia is 25, Tony is 45. This means that Tony
isn't as young as Talia.
Yes, because Talia is younger.
Yes.
What about number 2?
Talia is 25. He means that Talia Amy isn't as old as Talia.
Mhm.
Donna is 5 feet 2 inches tall. Donna's sister is 5 feet 6 inches. This means that Donna's sister is tall as Donna. Is as tall as Donna. No. Donna's sister.
Isn't.
Okay, it's okay.
Mhm.
Isn't
Okay.
as tall. It's freezing today. It's only 20 degrees outside. And it was 20 degrees yesterday, too. It means that today is as cold as yesterday. Cold. Carl's soap is too spicy, but ball soap tastes fine. It means
Okay, be careful. Yo entendí funny aquí. But bell soup tastes fine.
fine.
Okay.
Okay. Ball soaps isn't as spicy as Carl. Val soups isn't as spicy as Carl's. Peter's shoes are on sale. Peter wanted
Sell.
to buy sell.
Están en venta.
Okay.
Buena oferta.
Peter's shoes are on sale. Peter wanted to buy a pair, but they don't have any more size 13 shoes. Ike or Ike?
Ike.
What does it mean? Both? Okay. Both the last pair yesterday. This means Ike feet are as big as Pete's.
Okay.
In 2001, soccer player Alex Chacon scored 19 goals, the most in the league. Jim Roney scored 6. This means that Ronnie isn't as good as Chacon. The first one. In 2000, the San Jose Earthquakes had the worst record in Major League Soccer. In 2001, they got a new coach and won the League Cup. This means the old coach wasn't as good as the new coach. The second one.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay, good practice. Now, let's jump into some pronunciation, okay? There's some things I want to discuss. All right. Let me show you my screen. So listen to the explanation and examples. Unstressed words as. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Listen to these lines from the dialogue. The word as, marked in blue, is usually unstressed and pronounced with the short, unclear vowel schwa. when we use it in a phrase, such as I was saying. Notice that the weak pronunciation of as can sound the same as the weak pronunciation of is or has, such as, what time is it? And everyone has heard of him.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
She's about as tall as you are.
She's about as tall as you are. Unstressed, okay.
Okay.
Things can't be as bad as they seem.
As I recall, you did really well. As a matter of fact, I do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
No?
No. I don't have
Okay. But you can tell the difference, right? As
between.
is very, very low in tone.
Yes.
Mhm. Let's go for another exercise. Now, that was unstressed. Now we're going to talk about linking words.
Okay.
Linking words together.
Listen to these lines from the dialogue. Within a phrase, we link the consonant sound at the end of one word to the vowel sound at the beginning of the next word. Listen for the linking.
Okay. La unión. So let's see.
That's it?
That's it. Sit. That's it.
Cheer up.
Cheer up. Rup.
Not at all.
I'll call her.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
The news will be on in an hour.